When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can seem intense. Like breakup R&B intense.
I thought you said you loved the sweater that I got you. If you didn't, you could have told me.
Geico makes it easy. Just go to Geico.com anytime to update or check your policy without all the extra drama.
I even had a gift receipt.
Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening. Thank you for tuning in to Awakening to Natural Wellness. My name is Katina Shaw, your host and intuitive life and wellness coach. Today is February the 1st, 2015, and our show is a series called Spirit, Consciousness, and Wholistic Healing. And our special guest for today's show is Versandra Kennebrew. When Versandra was young, she wanted to know why people she loved died of chronic diseases. Curiosity led her to the Bible, which inspired her to study the life sciences. She became adept in a variety of holistic healing modalities, including myomassology, reflexology, aromatherapy, guided meditation, music therapy, integrative, nutrition, and energy healing. Versandra became a healer, and today she continues to learn about optimal health and how the mind, the body, and spirit, working in symphony, impacts the human experience. Versandra is an ambassador for International Nutrition School and the manufacturer of the highest-rated nutritional supplements in the world. She is an international holistic health coach, author, and speaker, passionate about supporting healing artists who want to live more healthy, balanced, and fulfilled lives. Versandra is love. Thank you so much, Versandra, for coming on the show today. How are you?
I am absolutely wonderful, Katina, and thank you so much for the invitation to be on your show. I'm very excited to be here.
I am excited too, Versandra, and thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your journey with us today. So I'm going to start with the first question. I'd like to know, in your own words, what spirit, consciousness, and holistic healing, what does that mean to you?
Wow, that's really deep there. I could actually talk about those three topics there individually, probably for hours and hours on end. But, when I thought about the questions that you were going to ask me today, what came to mind, I thought spirit, I thought, the essence of the divine, or God, as so many people call it, or even our higher selves. Those are the words that come to mind when I think of spirit. And when I think of consciousness, what comes to mind is our level of awareness of our true selves, our, whether we are awake or, asleep at the wheel, that's kind of the way I think about it, because, we are all at different levels of consciousness. And, the only way I know to describe it is, are you half awake, or are you still sleeping, rubbing your eyes, kind of when you first wake up, And so when I think of consciousness, it's the different levels of awakeness that we might be at. And then when I think of holistic healing, I think of all of the different modalities that I've studied and what their purpose is. And basically, I came to a new reality just in the last few years, that holistic healing is not so much about, modalities as much as it is our ability to shift from duality to oneness with the source, because, in fact, that is really when we truly become whole and healed, because so many people are, they're in a place where they're thinking of God as a he in the sky, everybody refers to God as a he, as if it's a man in the sky that's just doing all kinds of things, some good and even some bad. And, holistic healing cannot take place when you are thinking on that level, when you are thinking of God outside of yourself or outside of your neighbor, outside of your family members, outside of nature, outside of all of humanity. And so, holistic healing really comes into play when we actually understand that there's only one source, absolutely one, and that source is the divine source, called by many names, but that source is the universe, and that source is our healing. That's it. So that's what I think of.
That is awesome, and I can totally relate to what you just said. Absolutely, absolutely. So, Versandra, can you share with us what led you to your spiritual path where you are now?
It didn't happen, in my 50s. I'm, turning 51 this year, so it definitely didn't happen. It didn't happen overnight. I can say that I've been in church all of my life. I've learned religious, paths, different paths, because there's, all kinds of different denominations and that type of thing. And I was raised up Baptist. And then as I became adult, I kind of shifted toward, African American Episcopal, AME, African Methodist Episcopal, that's what it is. And so, did that for maybe about 10 years. Just always I've been a seeker of truth. I'll just put it like that. That's the best way I know how to describe it. And in that seeking, in that curiosity about what is true, what is God really, I was led just on this path of discovery where I wanted to just, build this personal connection with the source. And I found through holistic therapies that I, got into, I found that in silence, in meditation, in the quietness, that's when you really and truly become connected with the source. And when you are there in that space, in that secret space, the secret place that some people speak of, then things are revealed to you. And that's when God was revealed to me. It's through meditation practices. And, I realized that all of the other things I learned in church were, they and not to discount them in any kind of way, but they were only things to help me through a certain point of my spiritual path. But I had to go deeper. And I found this Sufi proverb that I really think kind of puts it in a nutshell. And it says, I searched for God and found only myself. I searched for myself and found only God.
Yes, I love it.
And that was just, that just breaks it down, because, you can search all your life for truth. And you're going to find, yourself. You're going to find deep down in your searching who you truly are. And as you find yourself, you're only going to find God, because we are God. That's the truth of the matter. And we are God manifested on earth right now on February 1st, 2015, So we are the manifestation of the divine, and the divine lives in our being. All the way down to the very essence of who we are, just made in the image of the divine. So, that's how my journey went. I did have an experience that was made a real shift in my spirituality. I became homeless about 10 years ago. And during that time, I had to dig deep. I had to get really down to it. Who am I truly? Am I the things, the materialistic things that so many people relate themselves to? They, identify themselves as, their car, their house, their, things that they purchase and buy. But, when you only have yourself and you're down to, all of those materialistic things gone, then you really have to dig down and see, who am I really? Where's my value? You understand that it's intrinsic. It's just, in everything that you are, your value is there, because, the reality is, one of my favorite affirmations, I am wealth beyond measure. Through my creativity, I create all the desires of my heart. So it's like my imagination allows me to create from nothingness because of my divinity and because of my God self, my higher self being that creator. So, when you realize that, then you have no fear, and then the illusions go away. Yeah, so that's how my path, kind of revealed itself to me. And I think I'm still on that path because every day I, move to a new level of consciousness, and I am able to manifest things, faster and with, little thought. You don't even have to put much thought or effort to it. So, I can see that, I'm growing into the consciousness, the same consciousness of Jesus, that Christ consciousness. So, it's an awesome experience.
That is so beautiful, Versandra, and I can totally relate to what you just said. We are on a spiritual journey, and it's so beautiful and it's so wonderful to tap into yourself and get at that different levels of consciousness through this journey. It's so beautiful. I mean, I just love this journey. And
yes, I do too.
I love connecting with people like you, people who are on that path. There's so many of us because there is a shift in consciousness taking place on our planet.
Yes.
And it's just so beautiful how we have different perceptions of spirit and consciousness, and how we're all connected, and how we all learn from each other, and sharing each other's experiences. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing.
It is.
It's such a blessing to know who we are.
Yes.
To know who we truly are, our true higher selves, to know who we are, and to live and live the best versions of who we are, we are becoming, and to allow ourselves to become who we are. Like you're saying, it's different levels. So every day we are raising ourselves to a different level of consciousness, and it's beautiful, and I just love it. Absolutely. So thank you for sharing that. Yeah.
Yes.
So as a holistic healer, and I know you wear many hats, I know you're an author, I know you do so many things, and I would just want you to share, what projects you're working on and the services that you offer.
Okay, well, holistic health coaching is my number one thing. This is what I do pretty much every day of the week. I'm coaching primarily holistic health professionals. I have a passion for really working with those people that are already in the industry. They've made some level of commitment to the healing arts because, maybe they've had some type of awakening. And, some people, had a dream and they felt like they were being led to the healing arts on some level because they wanted to touch the lives of other people. But in fact, when that shift occurs, when that awakening occurs, you're not really totally where you need to be yourself. So I like to work with those healing artists because I know how important their task that they are, embarking upon is. I know that there are literally, millions of people waiting for someone to touch them in a special way so that they can wake up. And so, when the healing artists themselves are in a position where they are not quite, whole, when they are still dealing with some of the baggage that they had in their lives before the awakening occurred, then they are not as effective as they could possibly be. So I like really working with them to help them to attain the balance and the healthiness, help them work with their diet, help them work with their meditation practices, help them really to be able to organize their lives in a way that they can manage all of the things that they want to accomplish, help them to, see big picture instead of still seeing small, because as you walk into this industry and you know, as a healing artist, you know, this is now, it becomes your career, and it's also, you know, your ministry as well. And so there's a fine balance that has to occur with making sure that, you know, it can be profitable as well as, you know, be that ministry that you want it to be, where you're touching lives and really affecting other people. So because I've been doing it for so long, you know, some of my, you know, clients and stuff, they really have recognized, they consider me to be, you know, a healer among healers. You know, I you know, really touch people's lives that are on that journey and help them to see things, you know, and have a different perspective, I would just say. So I've kind of just, you know, moved into that position only because that's the way I'm being led. You know, you have to be open to spirit, and as spirit guides you in a certain direction. When you start seeing that, 80% of my clients are in the healing arts, then, you know, you have to really just embrace that and realize this is where you are being placed. So I've accepted it. So that's what I do most. However, I'm also working on, you know, the Love Tour. It's the largest tour I've ever done. I've done multiple tours, writing books and doing book tours and that type of thing, but the largest tour I've ever done has been like a 10-city tour. And this year I'm doing a 30-city tour, expanding it through 30 cities in the U.S. and Canada. And the goal is to reach over 30,000 people during that tour, and that's not even counting those that will reach virtually, you know, using social media and stuff. But, you know, the goal is to unite healing artists for the betterment of humanity, basically by teaching them the importance of self-care, you know, as their evidence of self-love, because you can't love and heal others until you started with self. And, you know, just because on my path here working with healing artists, because I found that the number one reason why healing artists are not as effective as they want to be, and they're not as prosperous as they want to be, is because they have some issues. Their self-esteem, you know, tends to be a little bit low, and then they're unable, their frequency even is a little low, so they need to learn how to elevate their frequency, and that's, you know, that's kind of what we're using as our tagline, raising that vibration, so that you recognize that you deserve all the good, and that you deserve to even be paid for your services. You know, so many people are just, you know, they're not in that place where they understand their worth, you know. Right. And so I felt like, you know, for the last 2 years, that's where I was being led to move in that direction. And so I said, hey, the best way to do it is to make it a fun, interactive, engaging experience where, you know, we are just moving city to city, and we're looking, I'm just believing that Winnebago is going to say yes to our proposal, and they're going to give us the Winnebago that we have asked for to go on this tour, and that we're starting in April 3rd in Miami, Florida, and we will end the tour October 10th in Montreal, Canada. So every weekend for 6 months, we're going to be on the road.
Awesome. That is great. That's exciting.
Yes, I mean, it's amazing because, like I said, it's been 2 years in the making, and you know, you have to really kind of almost like your spiritual journey. You know, you got to get to that place where you really believe that you can. Yes. And when you've gone through some struggles and stuff, then sometimes it, you know, makes you think that the illusion is real and that you don't have everything you need. Oh, I need more finances. Oh, I need more this. And then you finally get to this point, you know, where you realize, wait a minute, I have everything I need. I am wealth beyond measure. I have, you know, I don't need anything outside of myself. The only thing I need to do is be who I am, and that is divine. Be divine. And everything, you know, the people that you need, the resources that you need, everything that you ask for will begin to, just appear. And so that's the way that it's been happening and stuff for me. The people I need, the resources I need, they've all been coming. And, I just every day I get up with a new divine revelation. Make this call, reach out to this person. And I pick up the phone and they say yes.
I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's beautiful. I'm so excited about this tour. And I am so happy to be a part of it.
Yes.
It's so fun to do what you love, and I just love spreading the word on Facebook and, sharing your posts and sharing your links, and talking about the Love Tour, because it's already here. It's already done on the spiritual side. Now we're just waiting for it to manifest, and it will.
Yes.
It will manifest. It will take place. It will happen. Lives will be touched and changed and transformed as a result of it.
Yes.
And I am just happy, so happy for you, so happy for the Love Tour itself and the things that it's going to do for our planet.
That's exactly what I am feeling as well, and I just thank you so much for touching and agreeing with me on this, because, that's what it's going to really take, because during the process of the Love Tour, it's not really about me as much as it is, really bringing these healing artists together so they see the power of unity, the power of working together, because, in each city we're looking for 10 ambassadors, to basically represent their city. And so we're just creating a platform for them to bring, their potential audience. And their audience, of course, are potential clients too. And really showing them how to do massive type of experiences. And, I'm not using the word event purposely, because events, are kind of meant to just entertain or either provide a service or something, but we're really looking for experiences where people are their eyes are going to be open, their level of consciousness is going to be raised, and even the practitioners are going to have some new ideas and creativity that's going to be, revealed to them so that they can touch more lives, and so healing can happen on a larger scale. But knowing that healing has to start from within is the key. And, we're going to, the ones that don't, have good resources to assist them with getting to that place, we'll have those resources available. I've actually just finished up my 4th book, and the 4th book is what we will be promoting during the tour, and it's called I Love Me, the Ultimate Self-Care Guide for Healing Artists. And so we will be using, the tips and the tools that are in the book during the Love Tour to engage the healing artists and the health enthusiasts that will come to the events and stuff. So it's going to be awesome.
Oh, this is beautiful. I love it. Awesome. It's such a huge movement and such a beautiful thing for our planet, as I mentioned before. So if people want to join in, if they feel led, if their heart is in this, in the right place, and want to raise the vibration of humanity, how can they reach you? How can they become a part of this?
Well, it's really simple. They'll just go to thelovetour.info. Again, that is thelovetour.info. And on that website, they will be able to find, videos. They'll find a blog, they'll find our Facebook page and all of our social media sites, that type of thing. They'll find the tour schedule, the dates that will be in the various cities. And there's also a form there on the website that they can actually complete saying that they want to be a part of the Love Tour. So, in the blog, it asks the question, what is an ambassador? Well, when you click on that, it tells you, what are the requirements of being an ambassador, and then what are the benefits? What are you going to get from that? Because it's all about, what's in it for me and, making this a win-win opportunity. That's our goal. And so you'll find all of those things out, and you'll be able to fill out the form and let us know how you want to support the Love Tour, and then we'll, be able to let you know, because we want everybody to do what they're good at, and it doesn't make any sense, asking you to do something that you don't have a skill set in. So it might just be that you want to be able to help us to reach the media. Maybe you're in a place where you are associated with the local media in your area. Well, we need people that can assist with that. We need people that can assist us with the venues and finding the best locations for the Love, what we call the Love Mobile, to come and, kind of park and do our thing. We're also looking for theaters is the ideal type of location where we're going to do our 2-hour presentations in each city. So we're still looking for some of those. We're looking for advertisers in the Love Tour guide. There's a full color, I think it's 40 pages, that we're looking for advertisers for that guide, and that's going to be distributed to 30,000 people. We're making 30,000 copies of it, and it's full color, glossy, so it's a lot of different levels to participate in.
That's awesome, Versandra. This is awesome. I love it. I just absolutely love it. This whole concept, I love it.
Thank you.
It's something that our planet needs. We need this.
Yes.
Humanity needs this. Humanity is asking for it, and this is why it's coming into being.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So how can people, if they want to connect with you, Versandra, how can they connect with you? Can you share your info?
Yes. Well, the easiest way, I would just say go to my Facebook page. I do have a website. The website is Versandra Kennebrew, INTL.com, and that's spelled VersandraKennebrew, INTL.com. So that's Versandra Kennebrew International. And, when you get to that website, it basically takes you everywhere, to all of my social media sites. I've got a Amazon.com bookstore that's there. There's links that'll help you to learn more about the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. You can get a complimentary health assessment there. There's just so much there on the website. I wanted to make it interactive where people can really learn a lot. And there's also links to my radio shows. I'm actually a co-host on one show, on Night Watch Expressions in Atlanta, 89.3. I'm the co-host there, and I do a segment called Health and Healing Chronicles. So you'll find all of the replays from the show on my website. And just recently, I was brought in as the holistic health expert on Empowerment Focus. It's another radio program on 87.9 here in Atlanta. And then I also, I'm an expert on a show in New York, and that's a monthly segment that I do, Brand New Mommy. So there's, all of that information is all on the website.
Oh, wonderful. This is so exciting. I mean, you're a part of so many different things, and it's just been great to connect with you and follow you in your endeavors to help raise the vibration of humanity and heal humanity as a holistic professional myself. It's beautiful. I'm so happy for you and what you're doing, and you are totally a blessing to our planet.
Thank you, Katina.
Thank you so much for being on the show today, Awakening to Natural Wellness. This is Spirit Consciousness and Holistic Healing. Namaste.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike You know.
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.